Good morning. It is Reset Sunday, July 5th. How are y'all doing? I'm out for my morning walk. Today, I want to talk about yesterday's celebration, their holiday, because I surely didn't celebrate it, and I hope my fashion dolls didn't either. Yeah, it was just a typical day that colonizers and the Confederacy enjoy. The Confederacy should have been punished and needs to be punished, and rightfully so. So let's talk about it. He fell asleep during his event. The guy who came crashing in on the parachute, that was a mess. That was a whole mess. But let's also talk about it though. The National Mall is a mess, and Republicans are blaming the weather on Democrats. You can't make this shit up, even if you try. Mother Nature did her thing because she was not happy. And not only that, but Charleston White said this right here. Because trust and believe, I don't agree with anything that he says most of the time, but for this, he was right. He told us happy Slave Master Day because that's basically what's been going on. Slavery, 1776, think about it, 246 years for us as Black people being enslaved in this country, our ancestors. So who is America great for? The colonizer, the Confederacy, and they still need to be punished. That's how I feel about it. White supremacy is running rampant, and it's running rampant under the guise of MAGA. But take the G off and put a W in place. Make America white again. Let's see what else happened. A white supremacist group emboldened the Patriot Front. Let's see. They demonstrated in front of the Capitol Hill ahead of America's 250 year celebration. But here's the thing, the Patriot Front is an offshoot of Vanguard America. Remember during the Charlottesville riots, they were the cause of that. Yep. A lot of people lost their lives as a result of that. And you want to know what else? They were marching through the streets saying Jews will not replace us. They're doing this march saying, hey, we're taking back our country or reclaiming it. Let's be very clear. Black people, our ancestors, indigenous people, but mainly Black people, we built this country. And don't y'all ever fucking forget that. And here's the other thing. Y'all were masked. Show your face. If you're brave enough, show your face. Show your face. Because see, if you take those masks off, you're going to be scrutinized. And some of them are your doctors, some of them are your lawyers, some of them are police officers. And they're working in white supremacist groups. They're aligned with this. This is their belief. That Black people and people of color should not be in this country. People that they don't agree with or they hate shouldn't be in this country. I'm telling you. And it's Stephen Miller. He's one of the architects behind it. Stephen Miller, Russ Voigt, the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts. Donald Trump is not just coming up with this stuff on his own. Those are the architects behind this, the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. But you know what else Project 2025 is? Project 2025 is basically the westward expansion. It is 16, we talk a lot about 1619 Project. We talk about all of these things, you know what I'm saying? Where the years and the decades where Black people have been oppressed. And we still are. We're still fighting for our rights. And these are the people that they choose to uplift. You chose to uplift oligarchs and pedophiles. That's who you choose to uplift. And at the end of the day, Black people, we have been told to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps. So I'm sorry for me not giving a fuck about not celebrating the 4th yesterday, because I have no intentions to celebrate a holiday that oppresses people that look like me and my people. Black people were resting. Yes, we threw some things on the grill and we celebrated each other. Jasmine Crockett said it best, because essence is happening right now. Shout outs to my girl Hope Giselle. She posted some beautiful pictures, and I need that dress, girl. I need that dress. The body is bodying, okay? I need that dress, Hope. Shout outs to her. Jasmine Crockett, she took a picture of Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett says something that's brilliant, and that is, America, for years, Black women have been since slavery. Black women have been carrying the weight of the world on our backs. And not just, I'll add on to that, not just Black women, but Black people as a collective. Black fatigue is real. We are mentally drained and tired of white supremacy. And we have some people within our collective, the Black collective, who have chosen to align themselves with white supremacy. That is a problem. That is a problem. And until we address that issue, we will be stuck right here where we're at. That means you're going to have to get over patriarchy, misogyny, queer phobia. You're going to have to get over all of the things that our oppressors are doing to us. But you're doing it to your own people. Good morning, Alvin. Good morning. You missed a couple shows. I returned July 2nd and the 3rd. They're up. So make sure you guys go and check those shows out. Anthony Riley and Leander Lee Valentine Jones, who did the artwork for Style by Stevie. And a very special thank you to Mr. Imperfect. If you guys haven't seen the portrait, go back and check out my interview with Anthony Riley. Tomorrow we have So Debonair join me. Then the 9th, we have Daylon Burks. So we're going to try to make some shows work out. Wait until the ink dries, until we finalize a few things. But I'm excited about this new chapter. And if you guys care to donate, the Cash App is pinned below. But yes, we were talking about yesterday's celebration. But a celebration for whom? A celebration for the Confederacy. A celebration for, and the cowards they are. And not only that, but these men who were marching through the streets saying they were reclaiming America and, ooh, shit, taking it back. Y'all had the rebel flag. Didn't I show y'all the court, or down here, the courthouse and the old police station down here? And how they decorated. I showed it to Alvin, I showed it to Deshaun, I showed it to y'all. I'm in the hotbed. I'm in the hotbed of the Confederacy and white supremacy. And I showed y'all that. I mean, they had the old police station decorated with the Confederate flag. So these white supremacists were marching. There's a picture of them on the subway, and there's a Black woman there. Reuters got the photo. When I tell you that Black women are just like, we're resilient. Nothing you can do will break us. That's what I saw in that photo from that beautiful young lady, was strength. Because Black people, especially the 92%, I'm a 92%, hello. We knew what it was when this man got back in office. We knew what it was going to be. So America should be kissing Black women's feet period. That's what I think America should be doing. Black people's feet all together. Y'all should be kissing the ground that we walk on. Because we warned you and we told you everything that this man was going to do was listed in Project 2025. Again, this is why we're reading at a 5th grade reading level, because people don't want to read. They don't want to fucking read the room. And that's the problem. You got white supremacists, Nazis, oligarchs, Latsies. Got to be careful what I say here on YT. In power right now. They're locking up people for 10 years over a fucking deflecting pool. Orange Piggy. That's what we're doing. You're going after people who dissent or basically in opposition, saying, no, I don't approve of this. I don't want it at all. In Senate, let's see. Y'all went after the 7 who's saying, do not take illegal orders. Uphold the rule of law and the Constitution. But see, what they're doing is saying, fuck the Constitution. We're going to rewrite it and we're going to do our own thing. Have y'all seen the film The Purge: Anarchy? If you have not, I suggest you do so. Check out the Purge film series, because that's what this is. If you've seen Idiocracy, that's what this is. Alvin said it best on his panel. This is way before the fire happened. I was in my house still at the time. When we did a panel with Alvin, Alvin said something about a theocracy. That's what this is. A white Christian nationalist state. And right now, white supremacy is reigning supreme. Me and Deshaun talk about it all the time. It's like a broken record at this point. I shouldn't have to explain what this is. But you know what it is. It's white Christian nationalism. It's the Confederacy, and it has been revived by men in suits instead of the ones wearing the white hoods. But instead, they took off the hoods and they're now wearing what I'm wearing, mask, or either they are full face. Way. Y'all know what I look like, and this is me. This is me. But take those off and let us see who you really are. Because you know you'd be scrutinized. You know you'd be held accountable. So y'all are cowards. That's what you are. And my thing is this. Yep. Pathocracy. Yep. This man has got every branch of government. I mean, you've got the Supreme Court on your side, the majority 6. You've got your acting AG, Todd Blanche, saying, hey, we're going to shield him from persecution. You have Judge Jeanine Pirro out here. You have Kash Patel, who is now getting FBI analysts to reinvestigate the 2020 election, as I stated on yesterday morning's live. So that's what they're doing. They're focused on maintaining power and white supremacy by any means necessary. So we know what we got to do November 3rd. Show up and show out to those polls in numbers too big to read. Because trust and believe, I've given y'all the warning. The warning signs are there. Connect the dots. They have already gotten the 2026 midterms. Just like that. They've already got an advantage. Because if you don't think that Elon Musk is going to open his pocketbook again, Pete Thiel has left the country, by the way, with his husband. Do y'all know how much Don and Eric Jr. and this billionaire club that 50 Cent is supposed to be performing at? Flo Rida is another as well, too. All of y'all artists out here, y'all black artists who refuse to endorse a candidate. But see, this just goes to show you that celebrities don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. There are some out here who genuinely care about certain marginalized communities, like Cardi B. Cardi B is an ally. Who else is an ally in the community? Shout outs to Eric Benet. Shout outs to Vic Mensa. Shout outs to Conscious Lee. These are allies. Shout outs to Christian A. Smith. But I can't stand a sellout. It's a saying that Alvin always says, and I just don't know how to say it. I can't. But you give a ninja something and they will sell the rest of us out down the road for molasses. But you know what? You know what Harriet Tubman would do? And that I can't say. But let's say she would take her to the woodshed and she'd treat him like old Yeller. And we need a Harriet right now. But I can tell you who right now, who y'all need to check out, who basically filled that void for me, and she's in Texas. When you know, a house fire happened to me, I was out, I wasn't able to do the show. But I can tell you the Black women who have been out here causing a disruptance, because see, with me doing Style by Stevie, I was causing the disruptance. And in that tragedy, what happened to me on June 10th, as well as my family, you have no control over what God and Mother Nature does. Just like yesterday with the weather at the National Mall. Alvin, I kid you not, and I said this in the beginning, they blamed Democrats for the weather. You can't beat God, and you can't, more importantly, you can't beat Mother Nature. So if they're saying it's going to rain, it's going to rain. If they're saying it's going to be 105 today, it's going to be 105 today. You have no control over the weather. And by the way, Donald Trump dismantled the National Weather Service. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that he dismantled FEMA? So like my situation where my house burned down is where I should be getting help. My father being a veteran, there's barely anything for that. We're fucked. You give a black man a bag of cornmeal and molasses and he will sell your black ass down the river every time. There it is. Boom. And Curtis 50 Cent Jackson was that. Because he was very critical of Zoran when Zoran was saying tax the rich. Jeff Bezos came out and gave his 2 cents too about how he felt about people saying tax the rich. They don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay their fair share. They want tax breaks. They're getting government contracts. Donald Trump is giving all of them that. And see, the reason why he has couch fucker Vance is because Peter Thiel gave him an ultimatum. Either you pick him as your vice president or we're not backing you and funding you. See, it's something in for them. The exchange of capitalism and imperialism. That's what this is as well too. Funds, money. That's what this is all about. So Conscience was absolutely right about celebrities voting for their own tax break, their own pockets. And Curtis 50 Cent Jackson finally showed who he was. I mean, it's no shocker, because we always wondered where he stood politically. I'm not shocked. Come to find out, my childhood crush, who I had a crush on since high school, Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell, is MAGA too? Oh, hell no. I unfollowed immediately. Because I'm like, where do you stand? And if you want to know where your favorite celebrity stands, because I'm not going to be funding somebody who's going to be funding fascism and white supremacy and making sure that the Confederacy stays alive and living. I'm not. Go to that Federal Election Commission's website. I'm telling you, I kid you not, you can find out. Punch in the name, type in the name, and it'll tell you everything you need to know, who they donated with. Unite the right, because these guys right here who call themselves the Patriot Front, because a real patriot would show their face. You guys are seeing my face. First thing in the morning, no makeup. And skin is giving, by the way. The weight loss is giving. But yes, shout outs to Tanika Ray. Tanika Ray said, hey, my former Access Hollywood co-star, co-host is MAGA. She woke it up. Yep, him, not just him, Flo Rida as well too. That celebration that they put up, a lot of artists backed out because he was attached to it. Flo Rida, Vanilla Ice were the only two did not make a statement. Yes, it's giving. It sure is. Not a stitch of makeup. This is what I look like first thing in the morning. And it's because I take care of my skin. I use the LED mask, which I need to do probably this afternoon. It's Reset Sunday. But yes, and I don't have a filter on either. So I would take the mask off and show y'all, but too much going on. And that's all I'm gonna say. I can't say that here on YouTube, but too much going on. But yes. And y'all know what I'm talking about. The something that's going on. This Ebola has broken out in other. RFK Jr. is in charge of our health care. I can't believe I'm even saying that. And is he doing anything to help people? People passing out in the record high temperatures? Is he doing anything to help people? Any suggestions? Hell no. These motherfuckers out here picking up snakes and shit. But one snake I dare you to pick up is something venomous. That's the one I want you to pick up. I wouldn't dare take advice from Dr. Oz or RFK Jr. We good. Make sure, Craig, the writer Stewart, said it best. Make sure that you have, if you are a black person, make sure that your doctor looks like you because you'll live a lot longer. My doctor is a black woman. Okay? She pledged AKA, went to school for medicine, studied. So she knows. She knows about our disparities. Make sure your doctor looks like you. You'll live a lot longer. Make sure you're doing what I'm doing, which is exercise every morning. Because in this movement, we leaving behind the ones who want to stay on the plantation and the ones who want to go forth and want revolution, like myself, and change. Yeah, we're going to go forward with it. Other than that, acid reflux acting up. I had 2 pieces of hot chicken that I should not have eaten. And it's like, kind of achy, body's kind of achy, but other than that, I'll be okay. But we're talking about white supremacy in the Confederacy that should have been punished decades ago. Should have been punished. But you know what? Donald Trump is the martyr for it. He has revived it under the guise of MAGA. But that yesterday that took place at the National Mall, oh, his supporters was pissed off too, y'all. They had encounters with the police officers out there. So they were angry. His ass fell asleep, as always. Speaking of falling asleep, what's going on with Mitch McConnell, y'all? Franklin the turtle looking motherfucker. What's going on with him? Because he's also complicit into why Donald Trump got reelected. He's also the reason why we have Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court. Let's not forget he helped rush her in and swore her in during a global pandemic. I don't know, but whatever it is, Mother Nature or Father Time or whoever has in store, I'm just ready for that announcement. He's still talking about packing the courts as well, too. He had a heart attack. Y'all seen when he took that dip on stage? You know how somebody jump in the pool like that? Y'all seen when he took that dip on stage? Baby, that shit was hilarious. I was dying. Literally dying on the inside. It was hilarious. I laugh at white supremacists. I don't want to break bread with them, Wesley Hunt, because you said that Jim Crow was over and done with. No, they've revived it under the guise of 900 pages, Project 2025. See, this is where reading is fundamental, Wesley. But see, you're a mouthpiece for them. And I see that Amir Odom is also still a mouthpiece for them. And I said this when I did my show with Country Boy Kiki, and I said it on the panel with Alvin and the guys. You cannot be black and conservative. They will never welcome you. Just ask Rob Smith online. I'm seeing a lot of people in our community, the gay community, in the LGBTQ plus community, some black men mainly, become mouthpieces for white supremacy. They found him unconscious. He had a heart attack. Good. And I didn't mean to say that crudely, but he's also the reason why we have Donald Trump. So I have no sympathy for white supremacists. Let me not say that, and I'm just getting over my own tragedy. It could happen to, well, I'll just say this. I wish him well. Wherever he's going. It ain't heaven, I can tell you that much. Because you were also complicit in refusing to rein in Donald Trump's power. You're the reason why we have him. And I'm seeing a bunch of Republicans saying they want to jump ship, like Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene saying they want to leave the Republican Party. You got Nick Fuentes, a white supremacist who had dinner with Donald Trump, invited him to Mar-a-Lago. And he's telling people, you know it's bad when you're telling things are going bad. When you're telling your own fucking supporters to vote Democrat, do not vote Republican. There are cracks in their own party. Didn't I say that they would turn on each other? Didn't I say that would happen? It's happening. There was a shouting match on the floor in the Senate between Donald Trump and one of the Republicans. We didn't see it, but I know it. And a lot of them are revolting. They're terrified to come out. Because, hey, think about it. Midterms, re-election. If I say something, if I do something, this will jeopardize my chances of ever getting reelected. You're not getting reelected in the first place. Y'all are complicit into Donald Trump fucking up this country. Y'all think y'all gonna get reelected? Hell no. Gas is now $3.69, and it is now $4.69 for diesel. See, under Biden, gas was at least $2. It's going down a little bit, but the cost of living is going up. Let his supporters tell it. What he did with Iran was a good, genius thing. It was a magical thing. No, it wasn't. You don't go tapping on another country that we had a deal with and fuck that deal up. See, the difference is President Obama gave them $1.7 billion. Donald Trump gave them $400 billion. And they have their nuclear, by the way. And the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. So which one is the better deal? $1.7 billion to me. And see, this is what happens when you allow your bigotry, your hatred to take over. Racism is expensive. White supremacy is expensive. And y'all are learning that the hard way. The people you wanted to hurt the most, Black people, we've always had to be in survival mode. We've always had to be in survival mode and make it work as in y'all's words, and I'm turning y'all's words against you, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. We've always had to make things work to survive. And we will. We will overcome Trumpism. When? I don't know. I can't tell you. Yep, sure did. He gave them back their money, and Trump gave them our tax-paying dollars. Not only that, 60 million went toward that UFC cage fight on the fucking White House lawn. Not only that, Don and Eric, this club that they have for billionaires and millionaires. Guess who's paying for that? Us. For him to have his fucking signature on the $100 bill because he couldn't get his $250 bill. We're footing that. And the money's going to be printed with his signature on it. Yes, we're footing the bill. Your taxes, let me tell you, your tax-paying dollars are going to go to these ICE agents. Let's not forget that they passed 1.7 billion, and that's going to be all the way up until the year 2027 for ICE. We don't need ICE. Yeah. This man does not know how to negotiate a can of soup. Art of the Deal. And he didn't even write that book. But I think I'm done rambling. We are just about back to my brother's place. I'm going to take a shower and prepare for tomorrow's show, try to put a look together. I'm upset because my hairstyles did not arrive. I wanted to go to the hair salon. Ashley, oh my God, I wanted to go back to her. But they haven't arrived yet, and I guess it's because, you know, their year, their month, their day, the Confederacy Day. I'm not celebrating with no colonizers. I'm not. And you can't blame Black people for saying, hey, we're resting. Because rest was a luxury. Dr. Deneen speaks. Oh, follow her. During slavery, labor, our ancestors had to be out in the fields. So when Black people saying we're resting, we're in our resting period, leave us the fuck alone. Please and thank you. Do us all a favor and just leave us the fuck alone. But yeah. Make sure that y'all are registered to vote. Alvin said something about mail-in ballots. They're doing some shit with United States Postal Service. They're telling people not to give mail-in ballots to states that don't turn in their voter rolls. Do y'all remember that? He votes by mail. And with record high temperatures, you think people are going to want to stay in line a long period of time, especially elderly people? Like my grandmother, who's 82 years old, she voted by mail, absentee. But see, you got to beat them at their own game. Get your butt up, take your absentee ballot to the poll worker to make sure it gets there. Because in 2024, they set ballot boxes on fire. Do y'all remember that? I'm not telling you don't trust the ballot box, but make sure that your vote is counted. Make sure. Don't take, before somebody take my words and twist them and say, oh, well, Miss Stevie said that. Nope. Get your ass up and go vote so that we can get some normalcy back into this country. Yep. See? They even tried to basically go to the Supreme Court. See, when things don't rule in their favor, they'll try to run to the Supreme Court because they have the conservative court, the majority 6. Alito, Thomas, all of that. And they said, nope, we're going to count mail-in ballots, even if they're a day late. So make sure now that you are getting up, getting registered to vote. Go to vote.org. Check your registration because they purged voters off of the rolls. And in his new voting rules, that's exactly what it would do. It would purge voters off of the rolls. So check your registration every day. And I get it. Yeah, if you're in another country, that's how it works. You got to vote by mail. Make sure you're registered to vote. Get on it. Because right now they're scrambling. They're grasping for straws. Because fascism, their empire, is crumbling. Didn't I talk about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire and how fascism works? How it takes over? And that's what's happening right now. But that's all I got. Make sure that y'all tune in for upcoming shows, Fat Dolls. A very special thank you to my colleague, Alvin Tipatat. A very special thank you to Bubs the God. A very special thank you to Deshaun, everybody. K2